What's up, guys? We're going to go over the portfolio today, see how it's doing. Um, Now that June's over, we're going to see how June did and also look at a couple of changes Robinhood did, and I'll explain those. Today's July 2nd, 2025. All right, let's look at a little overview of how the portfolio is doing. We're up small percentage today, up a little bit for the past week, down a little bit for the past month, up 8% past 3 months. That's good. And then for 2025, we're up slightly, which is great because look at that dip back in April, March and April, and then we rebounded in May. So just goes to show, if you were in here in April and you panicked and sold everything, you would lose out on the recovery from May. So, sometimes politics and economies will spook the market, but you just have to write it out if you're having a long-term horizon mentality mind to stick in there and white knuckle it till it recovers. So let's look at the changes Robinhood did. Actually, let's see here. So give me a little notification. Monthly interest payment was $8.93 added to my account. Sets the interest payment I got from June. I'm getting 4% APY on the cash I'm not investing. So it works pretty much just like a savings account, only outperforms a lot of savings accounts out there because their APYs could be really low. 4% is pretty good. And so I get that because I have Robinhood Gold. If you don't have that, then it's going to be a really small APY, basically nothing. You would want to put it in an actual savings account. But if you do pay for Gold, which is $5 a month, then you can earn cash on the money you're not currently investing. So it's a nice way to recoup some of that money that you're paying into gold, because look at that, almost $9 in interest, which covers my $5 a month in Robinhood Gold. So as long as you have enough cash in there, then that makes Robinhood Gold worth it, in my opinion. All right, and then they made some updates to their customer relationship summary. There's just a few name changes they're doing with this new Robinhood strategies thing they have going on, where they manage your stocks for you. I have not done that yet because I like to manage my own, but if you want something easy, then that might be for you. And then let's see, customer agreement, some other changes. They're telling us all OTC fractional positions are position closing only. So what that means is that this deal with fractional shares, where you can buy and sell them. Let's say that you want to get into Amazon, but it's a really expensive stock. You can't buy one of them, but you can buy a fraction of it. You can do that because it's listed on one of the major exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, kind of like the typical official exchanges you think of when you think of stocks. On the other hand, OTC, which is over the counter, those are, for example, like penny stocks, but also foreign companies such as Tencent. They aren't listed on our big American exchanges, but sometimes you still have access to them. But it'll have a little label on the stock saying that they're like a special thing. It gives you a little warning. And so You can still trade some of those, but as far as fractional shares are concerned, you won't be able to buy fractions of them. And that makes sense because it's just lower volume for um, like Americans and also Robinhood, because fractional shares are all through Robinhood's system. It's not pulled together with every single broker out there. So OTC securities, that's just saying you can't buy fractional shares of those. So basically, you can't buy fractional shares of like penny stocks and foreign stocks, but all the major um, listed stocks, there's tons of them. You can still do fractional shares, so nothing to worry about there. Talking about these limit orders, the default was 5%. They're lowering it to 2%, which means that that's just the default. You can change this if you want each time you go to place a limit order, but that gives you 2% wiggle room before it'll execute instead of the standard 5% it was before. And this third piece, Robinhood Financial, Robinhood Securities. The Robinhood Financial is the company that opens your account, and the securities is the one that actually executes trades. And so they're just saying Robinhood Financial is no longer responsible for when you need to deliver on your margin calls and stuff like that. So they're off the hook. You are on the hook. I'm not sure why they were on the hook before, but there you go. All right, let's see here. Taking a peek at these options. Looks like I have all of these as put sells. So I am holding on to those puts. If the stock price goes below those strike prices, I'll be forced to buy 100 shares at that price, which is good because I do want to get into these. But if that doesn't happen, that's okay because I don't have to buy them and I get the premium. I get to keep that premium that someone else paid me to take on that risk. You can see 10 cents accrued this month for my cash. $1,000 of cash earning interest. I don't earn cash. I don't earn interest on money and tied up in stocks or anything like that. There's just cash sitting there. Crypto, Solana, they recently offered staking on it, and you could earn 7.34% APY. It is not staked yet. I think it takes 2 days for some reason for this to stake. But on the other hand, I have some Solana, like a separate company, and they're giving me 6.5% APY. So there's even better APY. So we can keep an eye on that and see how that one goes. See, right now it's processing. I think it'll take 2 days to get into the staking and 2 days to unstake it. So not as instant as crypto usually is. Kind of strange. That's okay. And then finally, let's look at the profit and loss. All right, as far as options are concerned for the past month, this is basically June, I'm up $65. And this is all the money I received from earning those premiums for getting into these deals. So you can see $15 there, $30, $20. Let's look at stocks and ETFs for the past month. Down $916. Now this one, a lot of this is from me getting out of some losing positions that just weren't going anywhere. So I took the loss on them. That's fine. That call assignment really was the big gut punch there. but that's where they categorize this under the stocks and not options. So that's where the actual execution of the options happened, and I lost a little over $700 on that one. So the net of all that is down $851 for the past month. That's stocks, options, all that stuff. But if you go to year to date, for the whole year 2025, I am up about $200. So overall, that's the goal, to keep have a list of more winners than you do losers. We want to see those green. So it shows that stocks and options can be risky, but if you stick with it and have more wins than losses, then you'll be able to come out winning overall. And that's expected to have some losses here and there. All right, so that is my update of the portfolio. If you like this video or channel, please consider liking and subscribing, and it'll help me out. All right, have a good one.